Hello lovely people, how lovely people doing today? Hope you guys are doing great. You're welcome to Give C Vlogs. Okay, so in today's video we'll be talking about something funny but important. It sounds so funny but it's also important. If you're living in Nigeria and you're an expectant mom, a pregnant mom, especially a first-time mom, you will agree with me that these things I'm going to mention are very common among us, especially if you stay in an open environment or you go to work, you are a working mom, you have a business that you go out every day, or you go to the market. You agree with me that these things are just common. We see it as normal things. Okay, so if you are pregnant, especially first time moms, people around you, maybe at your workplace, they will always like to give some advice. I call these people doctors and nurses although not certified doctors and nurses. They will always like to give you advice based on their belief and experience. If you can also see these people in your business place, you can see them in the market where you go to buy things. Okay, so that is why it is good, as a pregnant mom, as an expectant one, always endeavor to register, okay, at a good hospital. Make sure you register at a good hospital or a good healthcare center around you, okay, so that when these advices start coming in, you'll be able to know your left from your right, so that nobody will confuse you. Very, very important. Very, very important. So today we'll be talking about myths in pregnancy. Myth, MYTH, that's the myth I'm talking about. Apart from myth being a traditional story or history of a people which involves supernatural being or event, it also means a widely held but false belief. Okay, just know this: a widely held but false belief. So some of the myths in pregnancy that we'll be mentioning is: number one, drinking of cold water. When I was pregnant for my first baby, people around me, my neighbors, at my workplace, they all know that it's my first pregnancy, so they will always like to give out one or two advice to show that they truly care. And believe me, from their heart they truly care. It's just that sometimes some things you think you don't know. Okay, so that's why it's always good for us to seek the right advice in any situation that we find ourselves. We make our research and all that, so that we won't get it all wrong. So when I get to the office and I start drinking my cold water, because that's the only thing I take, cold water. I don't drink room temperature water. It doesn't pass this throat. Whenever I put it in my mouth, it will just look as if I should just throw up. The only time I take room temperature water is when I want to take my routine draws. I will try, because that one is very important, and I will use it to take it. But apart from taking my routine draws, whether it's raining, there is sun, under any weather, I always carry my cold water along with me whenever I'm going out. Okay, so when I get to my place of work and maybe after meal, or I want just feel like taking water, and they see me drinking my cold water, they will be like, no, 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 please, gift, don't do this, it is not good. I will be like, what's wrong? I'm only drinking water. Why will you tell me not to drink water? They will say, no, it's not that you're drinking water, but the water you're drinking is a cold one, it's not good for your baby. And I will be like, I would like to hear. As a first time expectant mom, I will be like, okay, let me hear, and so that I can learn. They will be like, if you drink cold water when you're pregnant, the baby inside your womb will die. I was like, the way the lady, the way she was talking about it, I almost got convinced though. I was like, this lady, this thing that she's saying might be truth. And I was in my mind, what am I going to do? They said we should be drinking enough water as pregnant moms or pregnant women. So without this cold water, I've tried the room temperature water, it didn't work for me. What will I be drinking now? They said we should be taking enough fluid. What do I do? So it was just as if I said, okay, let me get home, because the next day was going to be my antenatal visit. I said when I got there that I'm going to ask all those matrons that teaches us on antenatal day, let me ask this question to really be sure of what I'm doing and what the lady told me. So when I got there, I could not even ask the question again because that was one of the topic they taught us that day. They said we should drink enough of water. We should drink as if the lady knew, the matron that was teaching us that, as if she knew. Drink enough water, whether cold or room temperature, anyone that your body just need, make sure you take it. And she was like, I know some people will tell you at home that you should not drink cold water, that pregnant women don't drink cold water. It's not true. If cold water is what is passing your throat, if cold water is what your body need, make sure you drink it. It won't cause any harm to your baby. And I was I was relieved that day. I was so happy. So whenever I got to the office and I'm drinking water, if she just come and she'll be like, Gift, I've told you, you don't used to hear, don't keep this baby in your womb, boo. Stop drinking cold water. I'll be like, no, don't worry, I've asked. I went to the hospital and I've asked questions during the antenatal teaching, and they said it's okay. She was like, I don't know the kind of doctors you people have these days. Oh. I don't know the kind of doctors. They have changed a lot of things. I will just smile. So you see, that's why it's good to get registered as a pregnant mom. Okay. So another me, don't eat snail. Don't eat snail. Then I love snail a lot. Whenever I'm pregnant, I eat a lot of snail. That's mostly the protein I eat, because at a time I will not like meat or fish. It's just that snail that I like eating. So whenever I'm preparing food, whenever I'm trying to cook, I have this neighbor that will always come, Gift, you like eating snail? Stop eating plenty of snail. When you give birth, your baby will be bringing out plenty of saliva because of snail. Reduce the way you eat snail. I will just smile. Because in the hospital they've already told us that snail is a good source of calcium, iron, and as a pregnant woman, we need it. A pregnant woman needs a lot of calcium, need a lot of iron. It helps a lot. Okay, so I will just smile and I will tell her that it's okay. If I give birth to the baby and the baby said his or her problem is to bring in a saliva, that I'm there to clean it up. Why am I a mom? And we just laugh over it. So another one is, don't eat plenty of okra. Then is the soup I like a lot is okra and vegetable soup. That's one of my best soup whenever I'm pregnant. So whenever I'm slicing okra, you will always see when they come around, those my neighbors that I'm in a good time with at my place of work, when they come around, they will always be like, you're eating plenty of okra. I was here the other day, you're preparing okra soup. I am here again today, I'm preparing okra soup. This your baby will not have hair when you give birth to him or her. This baby will not have hair. I will be like, So they will say, yes, so it's true that okra will make your baby not to have plenty of hair. As you're eating this okra, it will be removing the hair on your baby's head as the baby is in your womb. I will just smile and laugh, because we have been taught that okra is good, is good in vitamin C and A, and they give us routine drugs. In our routine drugs, vitamin C is included. So they tell us that if you eat okra a lot, that is also good, because you're also taking in the vitamin C that your body needs. So my people, we have plenty nurses and doctors around us, especially pregnant mom. So another myth in pregnancy that you will hear as a pregnant woman, or that you have heard, let me know in the comment section. Okay, let me know the ones that they have told you or they told you. Let me just know. So another myth in pregnancy, another one that you will hear as a pregnant woman is baby turns to blood when you get to 8 months in your pregnancy. In fact, before I used to believe this. When I've not gotten pregnant, when I was still single, even when I got married, before I took in, I used to believe this, that whenever you're pregnant and your baby gets to 8 months, that your baby will turn to blood. After that 8 months, it will now come back again to a baby, to now come back to a baby. Until when I got pregnant, I started going to hospital and also going to scan to check the baby and all that. They will tell you that you can't go to scan when you're eight months pregnant. So that was you always hear. because when you go there you will not even see any result. The baby will turn to blood. It's after 8 months that the baby will now form back into a baby. People, my people, my people, please don't believe this. If you're a pregnant mom, don't believe this. Make sure you always go to scan to check how your baby is. Not when you get to 8 months, through other 8 months you will say, they say that baby used to turn to blood when he's 8 months old in the womb. So no need. Now what am I going to scan for? Please don't do that. Anything that gives you concern, or anything that anybody says to you when you're pregnant that you're not really 100% sure of, they are telling you maybe based on their own experience, based on their own assumption, and you know that you don't know this thing, please don't just take it in. Okay, make sure you go to hospital. And as you're going to hospital, you take one or two, all those matrons that teach, they are very friendly. Most of them are friendly. Make sure you take one or two of them, you take their numbers, so that whenever you are in a confused state, you can always call them. What they cannot solve on phone, or they can't give you remedy on phone, they will always tell you to please come down to the hospital. We are here to attend to you. So that's why it is always important for us to go to hospital whenever we are pregnant. Okay, so another myth in pregnancy, another thing you will hear as a pregnant woman is baby sleep in the womb for 1 week. You can imagine, baby sleep in the womb for 1 week. You know, one day I went to antenatal when I was pregnant for my twin babies, and the matron was teaching. She was like, please, pregnant moms, whenever you're pregnant and there is anything that you are not really comfortable with that is going on in your system, call us on phone. If it is what we can't handle on phone, we will tell you to come to the hospital. We are here to attend to you. It is our work. She said that one of their patients, she lost her baby because of this. She stopped hearing her baby kick for throughout a day. Her baby did not kick. The second day her baby didn't kick. She went to meet her neighbor. Neighbor, my baby is not kicking. Oh, everything is okay. You know, she went to meet her neighbor as someone that has experience, that has children. The neighbor was like, yes, so neighbor, everything is okay. Baby sleep. You don't know that babies still sleep? And is it only that we sleep as an adult? Babies sleep. They sleep. They are only that they sleep for 1 week. The mom was like, okay, if it is 1 week, this one started just yesterday, which means everything is in order. And 1 week later, the baby, no baby movements yet. She have to rush down to the hospital, and they find out that baby died long time ago in her womb. So you see why they said knowledge is power. You see why it's good for us to always get informed, try to get informed. You see why it's always good to go to the hospital as a pregnant mom. Had even she pick up her phone to call her matron, or even it's enough for her to go to the hospital, not even a phone conversation. They would have, at least, who knows, they would have done something to save the baby. So that was how she lost that child. People, please be careful of these nurses and doctors around us that I'm always talking about. Okay, we have to be very careful. We have to be careful. It is important. So people, I have so many of them here, but I think the video is becoming too long. I'm going to stop here. Maybe I will make a part 2 of it. Okay, I just said let me share this important information with you people, because it is very important. If you are watching this video and you're a pregnant mom, a first-time mom to be precise, please mind how you listen to people around you. Even the ones you feel that they are educated, it might be in their education, might be in their field. Okay, it might be in their field, and you think that because they are educated even in the medical fields, that they are also perfect in what they are telling you. Always make sure you take your counsel from the right source. Okay, make sure you go to the hospital, healthcare center around you. Just take your pregnancy journey serious, because one little mistake, I know that is God that is watching over us, is God that is protecting us, is God that is in control, but a little mistake can cause a big regret and a big harm to the mother or to the unborn child. And if you are watching this video, you have a sister that is pregnant, you have a friend that is pregnant, please encourage them to go to the hospital and register. And they should not only register, they should make sure they attend antenatal clinic whenever it is time for their antenatal. They should make sure they go. They should not just go when the teaching is over. They will pick their routine draws, the doctor will check them, and they will go home. They should always endeavor to go on time so that they will not miss the teaching, because that antenatal teaching is always the first thing that they do before they can carry out other things. Okay, so I'm going to end this video here, my lovely people. See you guys in my next video. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up, share this video. Okay, see you guys in my next video. I love you. Bye.